Okay, guys, so I'll take this opportunity to welcome you to the Soul Light Initiative website. If you're viewing this material through the website, then welcome. I hope you enjoyed the site, and I also hope that you can provide feedback to help us deliver this content to you better in the future. As I say, we are on the steep end of the learning curve at the moment regarding delivering this content, but I strongly urge you to check out the site and certainly follow on to the other sources of information which are linked on the site, e.g. the Project Camlet website, the disclosure websites, and so on and so forth. Okay, so just to give you a brief overview, the Earth Changes talk was done in June of 2011. It covered the reasons that we may be going through some of these Earth changes and some of the technological and natural things that could be causing these changes. Disclosure and Awakening as a subheading is regarding the disclosure of certain things or alleged certain things this year, and an awakening event which possibly may happen within the next couple of years. So without further ado, we'll move on to the first item, which is a technological device known as HARP. HARP is the High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program. It is based in Alaska. It covers a wide area of land in an almost bleak wilderness. This device has the ability of generating 3.6 million watts of microwave energy. Now, if you compare that to a domestic microwave, you can see the difference. This can also direct that energy, it would seem, to many different places, but one of them places being the ionospheric layer of this planet. Now, to just talk a bit about the ionospheric layer, it's a shell of electrons and electrically charged atoms or molecules that surround the Earth. It protects the Earth from a lot of the bad stuff the sun puts out. Allegedly, HARP can be used to lift up and slam this down onto the Earth, and that would have the effect of generating tectonic stresses on the planet. For example, if you have two land masses together, tightly squoze together, and you have one shift south, one shift north, you can see that's where the land slips. If you push your hands together and just have your two fingers pushed them together as hard as you can and move one north and south, you'll get the impression of what actually takes place when we have earthquakes. We have fault lines on these tectonic plates, which is the San Andreas is the most famous one, affecting the San Francisco, LA area of the west coast of the States. HARP can allegedly enhance. If there is instability, then this thing can actually enhance that. It also has been linked with a lot of talk regarding manipulation and brainwashing and mind manipulation. So I'm not too sure. There's if you go onto the website, there's a ton of stuff about HARP regarding what it's capable of and what the theories and conspiracy theorists say it is actually doing. Now, whether we buy into HARP or not as a device to generate earthquakes, mind control, whatever it may be, it has an effect on the Earth. And apparently there was rainbow-coloured clouds that appeared prior to the HARP effect being felt, which was earthquakes and so on, and tectonic plate movement. So looking into that, we have some amazing images coming from earthquake zones around the planet. These places, all generally on the same side of the planet, but again, there's a lot of miles between them. The last image there was just before the tsunami hit the east side of Japan. Obviously, there was an underwater earthquake under the ocean that sent the tsunami towards the east coast of Japan, which had devastating effects on lives and the economy in Japan. It also shut down, as everyone's aware by now, the Fukushima nuclear power plant, exposing radiation. As an update, I don't see how, by the natural laws, that we can see rainbow colorations in clouds. A few people have said to me, look, it's a rainbow, it's just a rain cloud. It's not, it's a vapor cloud. There's not actually any droplets of water in them clouds. It may be a wisp of vapor, I accept that, but the coloration's there. All that's like is a projector. There's something going on in the atmospheric layer that is projecting light in a different way, and it's being hit onto these clouds like a projector. Plus, it's not reflecting off any light or water, because that's what happens with a rainbow. It reflects off the water. It's reflection of light. That's not occurring here. So we can only theorise, but the activity that's going on around that area, Japan, Chile, New Zealand, and you've got the Australian earthquake. We used to be a landmass known as Lemuria. Some of the soothsayers will say that's rising again. Is that why we have so many tectonic stresses around that area at this time? Well, again, that's a theory, and I invite everyone to go and check it out. The galactic equator, exactly the same as the Earth equator, separates magnetic north from south, and we move through this equator in a sine wave pattern. So the analogy of sine wave pattern is if you were on a roller coaster, it goes up, it goes down, up and down. Draw a mythical line through the centre of that roller coaster, and that's how Earth moves through the galactic equator. We pass through it every 25,630 years, and it's possible a magnetic pole shift could occur when magnetic south tries to realign as we go through the energies of the equator and try to realign ourselves to it. The next passing of our planet Earth through this equator is December the 21st of 2012. This date is absolutely popping up everywhere at the minute. It's coinciding with a lot of stuff. It really, really is. With the Mayan calendar at the time, well, as an update, the Mayans don't deal in time, they deal in conscious levels, and we'll talk about them now. The levels of the Mayan calendar, there's 9 in total. They diminish 20 times less every single time, to 20 times shorter and more condensed. Step 1 is when we were cellular life forms, just acting and reacting to very basic whims. Step 2 at day 2 was mammalian, we turned into mammals 820 million years ago. Relates to stimulus and response, action stimulating the response, but still we were reacting in the very same way without individual responses. Step 3 or day 3 is familial, and this cycle began 41 million years ago. This relates to simultaneous individual responses. So you've got Joe Bloggs is going to put his umbrella up when it rains, Susie Bloggs has decided to put a coat over her head, and Davy Bloggs doesn't care because he's bald. So you've got the simultaneous individual response. It pertains to individuals responding differently to the same stimulus. The next one up we have is step 4 or day 4, which is tribal cycle, and this began 2 million years ago, relates to similarities, differences and mind. To give an analogy of that, we tend to congregate around people who've got similar thoughts, similar ideas, similar intellect, similar way of dressing, similar musical taste, and we shun people who have differences. You say, well, get along with them, but I don't get along with them. That's in your mind. Mind will chop and change things for you in order so that you, in effect, become tribal. We keep all of these levels as we go through. We don't drop them to move on to the next one. We still can be quite tribal in our communities and so on and so forth. Step 5 or day 5 is the cultural cycle. This started 102,000 years ago and relates to reason. So it was reasonable to assume at that time that the Earth was square, because nobody standing on the Earth at that time could see the curvature of the Earth. So the fact that everyone thought it was totally reasonable to assume the Earth was square, and that was the belief of everybody on the planet at that time. Step 6 or day 6 was the national cycle, started 3,000 years BC. It relates to law. This is where you get your first type of civilizations coming into it: Sumeria, Mesopotamia, Mu, Atlantis, and you start looking at, okay, it's reasonable to assume that the Earth is square, and it's reasonable to assume that everyone should live in peace, but these laws put rules to that reason. So, for example, you say, right, if you're going to kill that man, there's no reason for that, or you may have reason for that, but you will be tried. You will have the chance to explain why you killed that person, and if it doesn't fit with our national understanding and our national whim, then you're going to be exposed to law. We will punish you, or you'll forfeit your life, so on and so forth. Step 7 or day 7 is the planetary cycle, started in 1755, relates to power. Now, power, everybody has experienced this at some point or another, where people will come up to you and speak to you like shit because they believe that being in a job for 10 more years than you gives them the right to do so, or they drive a BMW car, and that gives them the right to go around and speaking to you and talking about you like you're crap because you drive around in a broken down Ford Escort. At the end of the day, these are all things of mind as well. But the planetary thing with power is you could see it happening. Multinational corporations taking massive amounts of control, the few controlling the many. It's just power begets power. It just begets itself constantly. Just power wants more power. And we moved out of that cycle in 1999, and we went into the step 8 or day 8 and it's called the galactic cycle. And this is related to ethics. This is related to saying, well, no more bullshit. You're not going to speak to me like that, because who are you to speak to me like that? You are no different in your genome than me at all. Yet you think you have the right, and we're put in positions where we believe we have to act a certain way or be subservient to people just because they have this pseudo power over us. But if you're not going to toe the line, you're going to lose your job. Don't say that, you'll lose your job. Don't say that, you'll upset them, and then that'll be it. Well, what? Well, what? Truth has to out. People who go around thinking they're more powerful and better than other people because they've got a nice salary or 10 times more salary than you, a bigger house, a fluffier dog, wider feet, bigger eyebrows, forget it. On a cellular level, you're no different than anybody else, and that includes skin colour, hair colour, what have you. We tend as humans to discriminate against everything we see. It's unbelievable. Right, step 9 day 9 is the universal cycle. This started on the 8th of March of this year, 2011, and it relates to co-creation. So you've come away from your power, you've started to believe ethically that you want to move forward, you want to make a change, you want to try and make things better for yourself and others. And step 9 gives you that opportunity because it's about co-creation. It's about relating to your fellow man. It's about saying to that person with red hair, listen, come on, lad. So what? You've got red hair. People have always been put down. And this is no different, by the way. Me speaking about, like, paradigms and Mayan pyramids and this and that, this. It's all crazy stuff to a lot of people who'll be listening to this, and they'll be saying so. So at the end of the day, everybody has the right to their opinion. Absolutely everybody. And once we start getting into that, and then everyone has the right to the same respect that you want to be shown to yourself, just see other people as a reflection of you at different times in your life. So the person who wants to go around thinking he's great driving a BMW, then relate to the fact that at one point you wanted a BMW too. I certainly did. And I believed that would give me status and get me laid. At the end of the day, it doesn't work like that. When you move beyond it, you can look back at it, take it as a learning experience and move forward. Co-creation is about us getting together and moving forward in a positive way. We're now moving consciously 25 billion times faster than we were in step 1. So you can imagine the changes that have took place, and it's obvious to say. Just like to say thank you very much for the attention that you've shown during these slides, and that we will be doing more of them, and as time goes on, and we will be hopefully helping people understand just where we're going, just how fast things are changing at the moment. It's hard to keep up, but we will try and keep on top of it. Please visit the website and forward your ideas and your comments. It would be hugely beneficial to us here. And have the best day or night ever. Take care, and until next time.